Good day, everybody. This is your host, Brand DJ, and this is my show and podcast, The World We Live In. I appreciate you all for tuning in, and today we have a really, really needed to been discussed issue. I call all aboard for this one, because enough's enough. Enough is enough, and something's going to change. See what I'm saying? You got to put it in the air, because nobody's just going to sit back and let somebody just abuse them because whatever reason they think that they are to the world. There's only one God. I don't know. Many are thinking out here, but it has to change. It's going to change. So in Texas, everyone, there's a school. I think it was Haggard. I'll get it up for you guys in a minute. But yeah, so there's a young African-American mother and her son. He's 13, and this very school that he goes to, well, it's came out that this was a early February, that this young man had been bullied and forced to drink urine from his 3 or 4 peers or bullies, because this had been a bully situation before even this incident. Yeah, so there's a video, and I guess, when the son came about to tell the mother, because he had been at this school for like a year already, a year, and nothing was happening. She said ongoing bullying, and nothing. And this is the thing, I know too well that nobody does a damn thing. That was a topic, as a huge topic that we need to focus in on, because enough's enough. People shortcutting, everything, covering, acting like they don't see anything. It's despicable. It's deplorable. It really, truly is. And kids don't belong in that environment at all whatsoever. If people are not keeping them safe, then you can be dismissed. Or vice versa, they'll go. You know what I mean? Like, what's wrong with people? The world is so cruel. Just disgusts me. Disgusting people. I don't know if they even realize this, but that's what they are. Pass that on to them. So, not kidding. This is deplorable. Like, who in pits of hell? Where did it come from? The nerve of some people. This is a child, and no one stepped up to the plate to help. And this is what I've been talking about: the safety measures that schools do not take. You know what I mean? Makes you really want to think about a lot of other things. And like, well, what's the purpose? Like, what's the purpose? Because it's not the education. It's clearly not safety. The whole year, she said she kept trying to. They wouldn't even do anything. Why would they? They're disgusting, deplorable pieces of crap. Like, all day. Yeah. Should not be allowed to be around anybody's children, because you're not going to keep them safe. Or is it the black children they're not going to keep safe? Oh man, Judgment Day is going to be one hell of a day. Well, so this child here, I had wondered in the beginning too, how did he even get in the situation? Because he ended up at a slumber party, a sleepover, and I was thinking like, well, sheesh. Did his mom think like, okay, it's cool, they're winding down, he's making friends? And I'm like, I don't know. And then I look at the videos more, and I'm like, oh, okay, so somebody befriended him. That's how he got in that situation. But in my head, I was thinking classic Carrie situation. You guys remember Carrie? where they befriended her, they bullied her, then they befriended her just to humiliate her. Deplorable, despicable human beings, like for the fun of it, you know? But you really know where, to shift that finger around is take it to the home, okay? Because something's going on there. What's the parents not doing? Because your kid is pretty damn warped, you know? Disgusting, deplorable human beings that you're literally growing. How sad for them. That's what you're willing to teach them. Doing a bang up job. It's deplorable. Because when you do things like this, you don't never know what could happen. You put your children in dangerous situations by teaching them this vile hatred. And apparently education has not been what they've been receiving, because they wouldn't have done this if they were actually some great students. Well, what is the citizenship? I would break all that stuff, but I want to see their grades, their citizenship. I want to see his, because it would be a nope, no bueno. People like that, garbage cans. The audacity to run a school, but you don't want to help anybody. You don't want to protect the kids. But we know what it is here. It was because he was a black child. So he's at this party. He's asleep. He didn't know. The mom didn't know that he was going to be. The bullies were going to be there. He didn't know they were going to be there. Didn't something like this happen to this one woman that's still aching out for somebody to help her? Does she know? But really, did something else happen to her son? I think she was Hispanic. Yeah, she was melanin tone too. I mean, what do you think special you're going with this type of hate? But to hell. I just had to say that, because that's where I feel like in my heart that's where it's leading people with hatred, because I can't see hatred having any type of great, space in the world. I just don't see it. I don't feel it. My gut, my heart, my intuition, everything tells me. Everything tells me that that's what hatred does for you. Gets you damned. Deplorable. I'm really upset. I'm disgusted by this whole thing, and as many should. And if you're not, then that's a problem. And you might want to deprogram and get back into reality here, and get with the humanity versus, you know what I mean, the state of, what's the word that they use? I think they said dumb, right? They said it keeps us dumb. Yeah, that part. Yeah. It's just disgusting. And these boys thought it was funny. They woke him up. They came and they said, "You gotta drink this." They're shaking him and shoving it down his mouth. Beat him up. Told him he better not tell. Damn it, how many times has something like this went on there? I know plenty of times something's went on, kids didn't get reprimanded. When you put your hands on somebody and you beat them senselessly or whatever you do, how come that is different in school? Kids should be safe in school. And if they can't be, then you shouldn't have a school. No one's going to send their child to school to be harassed and harmed and possibly killed. And if you think that, then you're sadly mistaken. But see, the people that don't want to tame or raise their children to be decent human beings in society are going to have a rude awakening if they haven't seen where that leads already. I mean, where did it lead you? Possibly not anywhere good. Doesn't look like it, because you're past the infestation along. That's what hate is. We're over here trying to cure something that, don't even, come on. Or do whatever we're doing with it, catching other side effects, but we can't even cure this crap right here, this hatred, which is free. The side effects, let me tell you right now, the best ones you ever had in your whole entire life, but yet, no. People like to be mad at who? They still haven't said who and for what. Because from where I sit, the hatred comes from there. I don't see anybody else pouring piss down someone's throat or hanging people off of trees. So the monsters that you call African Americans, then what would you call yourself? I'm just curious. Since you do a lot of crazy rioting stuff, since we're the rioters, but yeah, sure we're not. History, remember? Those vile things for no reason. Monsters, that's all I can think of, because who walks around and does those terrible things to people and think that, for what? Then what do you feel afterwards? Like you're going to go to a beautiful place? Because you're not. I know you're not. Trust me. I know. Yeah. And you couldn't even give your kids a chance. You just had to be pass that nasty crap on down to them. This is just, you know what? We're going to take a break. But I tell you this much. People don't start to wake up. This makes no sense. Makes no sense. And to be a school of the district and the school of the police to not really be doing anything, what the hell's wrong with you? What if it was your child? Because life just has a funny way, because karma's a mother freaker and you can't do anything about that. You wouldn't feel the same way. People need to start putting themselves in other people's shoes. You wouldn't think they would have to when it comes to something like this, though. But apparently there's certain people that just, they usually, just infested. This is exactly what this is. Hatred. This right here, this is worse than a virus. But the thing is, nobody wants to cure it. I wonder why. Huh? How come no one talks about it? How come nobody gets out here, you know what I mean, and talks to the people about, nothing. You sit here and just run up, build money and all that stuff. You don't do nothing. There's nothing going on here that registers any unity or any type of anything. It's a joke. It's fake. Black people, you already know the deal. I mean, you couldn't even. They had to march. People had to march just to stop. Being senselessly killed, and then still never did anything or signed anything. That tells you right there where we stand. Why the freak do we do anything? Vote or anything for what? To just get shitted on? But see, this is the thing, though. It's not just black people either now, too. If you notice, anybody paid attention, it's just now, we're still at the top, but there's others too, I just want to, before I get off here and go on break, I just want to give a word about to the Asian community, and say that those things that you disgusting people do, I don't care who did it, what color did it, it was disgusting. And there's a place for you too. Disgusting. An elderly person, I don't understand where these people, these vile people come up from. I don't understand. It just throws me off, throws me for a loop. To sit there and what are you thinking? This elderly man, just asking you to stop. He's crying, and you feel fit to do such a horrible thing, and setting people. You know what? This has to stop. And let me tell you something right now, everyone. If we choose not to do anything, then guess what? We're just as responsible. And you're just waiting for the day something comes even closer. Don't you see what's happening? I don't know. This is just disgusting to me. I really have just had it with bullying. Last week I was online and social media, and I was helping and reaching out to people that were actually in their lives being bullied, cyberbullied, and they were crying. You know how disgusting that is? That's because those children came from somewhere. They came from a place of hate. Their home, you know what I mean? They're no better than what they came from. But it's okay because we know the truth. And I had to tell these some of them older too. Like there was a handicap, and a lot of them handicapped. This shows how low down bottom, you know what I mean, they get. Yeah, yeah. Just making sure they don't just digging them a hole. Not, But this was a thing though. I was thinking like, so you guys, if this would have happened to like your family or your mom or your sister, something like that, you totally would laugh. You, yes, you would. It would only make sense for you to laugh and think it's funny if it was one of your family members, because duh, this is what you do. You think it's funny, right? So that's what I'm thinking, right? But that's possibly not the case. And if it's not the case, then why do you do it to other people? That was my whole point. You wouldn't think it was funny, but guess what? You might as well have sat your ass down because you do it. You nasty individuals. Go in there and you harass and you tell people that they're not worth a damn. Their life is worthless because they're blind or deaf. Man, I tell you, I know you do not pray. Yeah, I'm going there. And do you pray at the dinner table too with your food? You need to knock it off, okay? Because you know nothing of God. Let's take a break. Be right back. Thanks.
If you've ever wanted to create your own podcast, well, you're in the right place, because Anchor can make that happen. And it is free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone and your computer. And Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and so many more. You can actually make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership, and it's everything you need to make a podcast from one place. And you can hear yourself and your voice and mine. Brandy J's A World We Live In. And can I just start by saying, go now, download the app from the Google Play Store, or just go to anchor.fm. But let's do it now so we can hear your voice too. Thank you, Anchor. And from Brandy J, The World We Live In. Peace.
Hey there, everybody. This is Brandy J, The World What We Live In. Yes. I hope everybody is doing well. So, as you're going to hear in this episode, that there's another part where I basically spoke on this again in two separate manners, but still this whole episode should pretty much roundabout explain what that whole issue is and what my thoughts are on it. But I just want to let you know that, just in case there was any confusion when it sounds like I'm repeating myself again by starting it off as if you just started listening to it. If that makes sense, because I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it be, because I'm fine with that, with the other segment. But I just wanted to also speak more on some things here. Okay? All right. So just know that I would advise you to go ahead and look into this yourself, because we need to do that more often, is do the research and not just hear it, or not just even believe, what the media, the mainstream says, but at the same time question the fact that why isn't the mainstream even covered? We have to question things more, and when we do that, we might start to realize and put two and two together, or one and one, or whatever, and realize that they don't give a crap about us. So when you really, really, really understand that, then you might stop believing everything you hear and stop waiting for somebody to come save you or help us or do something, and do it for ourselves, and stop telling yourself or believing that you have no power or no control. You choose to believe what you want to believe, okay? Human beings are human beings. They will do wrong by you or right by you. No one has this thing where it just makes them all magical and all out right. Wrong people could be leading you down a path. They just lucked up and got a better job than the next person. The wrong one at that. Wake up. You know that saying, smell the coffee? Drink that shit too. Something. I was talking to someone the other day, and they said, I think what it really is that people have given up because that you've been trying over and over again and there's no change. And they said that some people are just conditioned also and just, numb to stuff. She was very valid on those things too, and because that's the vibe I've been getting, which I understand. But see, at the same time, when one self-defeats, then you actually leave no room to be able to even say that, just giving up because there has been no change, because you don't even know that, because you have stopped. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like you want to sit in the seat and then be the victim too. If that makes any sense, it might go over some people's heads. But since the comprehension and the education system pretty much drives off of that, it kind of makes sense. But when you actually tap into whom you really are, and that the knowledge that you have is already there, the common sense needed to stay free. It's right before your very eyes. If it don't make sense, something ain't right. But what do you do when it doesn't make sense? You sit there and be like, well, we'll just wait for them. Come on now. People will treat you the way you allow them to treat you. I'm gonna leave this little piece with you right here. You know how when someone is in an abusive relationship, right? You tell them to get out, and you tell them, you don't let people treat you like this, and you tell them all that, right? And then I'm just gonna need you to go ahead and turn around and then look in the mirror and then jump back like, whoa. Yeah. Deep shit right there, right? Because we doing the same exact thing. When that person says it, but I can't, there's no, but where will I go? It's the same shit. Because what will? But you know what? What do you say to them? Now apply that. Talk to me then. I love you all. Go ahead and check this out. Look into it yourselves. Google, question her sometimes too. But for the most part, to get you to this article, just put it in. I had to get particular and say the bullying subject with the boy that was made to drink urine. It'll pop up. You can simplify it more than you want, or you can just put bullying. But you got to shorten. A lot of stuff's gonna come up if you want to get right to it. Go ahead and put in the details. Go ahead and do it, because maybe it's sticking your head a little bit more that this is what you have to even type in. How the mother felt. We sat there for a minute and wasn't even going to show the video. She's like, you know what? Well, they showing it. They laughing. She saw the video. Play the video. And they was laughing and all that. She said, you know what? This needs to be seen. People need to know. They need to know. Yeah. Let's be more supportive of one another. Because if this was you wouldn't have been laughing. So therefore, why is it funny now? Because it wouldn't be funny if it was you or anybody you love. And that's exactly what people need to understand. You treat others as you want to be treated. And so if this wouldn't be something you want on you and your family, then go ahead and size that up, because that's called empathy. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I want you guys to go look into this. Forgive me. I want you guys to go look into this. We need to start wondering and seeking information more. So go ahead and go put that in Google and have a blessed day. This is Brandy J. The world we live in. Peace. Sorry for I just dropped something right now. It's all good. Just my microphone just put something off the table, but it's all good because we're gonna still keep it pushing, right? Stay focused. God is love. Love is God. Let's love one another. Together, we work better. Peace. So, you know, that video, I'm pretty sure it was hard for the mother to watch. So hard. But, she told her son, she looked at him, she said, I'm so proud of you because, they threatened him and told him, not to tell. They had already been, for like a whole year at school, been bullying this boy, putting hands on him, beating him with belts in the locker room and stuff in his private areas. So it appalls me that the mother, just him in general had to go through this, and somebody knew and nobody wanted to step in. But see, this is all too familiar. This is all happens too often. This isn't foreign here to the people that live in this bubble. They're like, that would never happen. They would never do that. They're doctors. They're teachers. They're this. They're that. You are just doing way too much when you gotta know the truth. When we see it all the time. I mean, what the hell you been living when we know this isn't the case? Look around right now, all the crazy stuff that we have seen from people that shouldn't and wouldn't expect. So let's stop using that really ignorant mentality to cushion your, reality of that so you don't, whatever your reasoning is. I can't tell you. You don't want to hold accountability because you don't help. I don't know. It seems as if people have lost faith and probably think that we can't do anything. Well, first of all, with that self-defeated mind and attitude, what would you have expected? So you can't even call that. You don't get to say that. You don't get to even, just sit there, because you don't get to say that. You do not get to use that, because if you have given up and self-defeated, then you will never know because you didn't try. You see what I'm saying here? Because if people before us had that type of attitude, which is crazy to me because we are here further along, and they had more heart. If they would have done that, some of us, we wouldn't be here right now. And I'm pretty sure it got harder than you can even imagine. So what we're dealing with now has nothing on what they went through. So you're either in it or not, okay? We're scared, get it. But fear is not something. Fear will do you more damage than ever. For those people that say they have faith in God and all this and that, where's it at now? Because you're quick to jump to do as they say. You're quick to jump to put anything in you. You're quick to jump to not even rely on the very thing you sit there and say that you believe in. Where's that at? Because the first thing that comes first is, with your money's in jeopardy or your job, that's what they bet on. Let me tell you, that factory-like mentality has paid off because you're not willing to fight for what's right. So what are you really doing? Where's your allegiance? Where's your heart? Where's all that really truly stand when you sit before in your seats with your word and all your activities? When push comes to shove, you don't apply any of it. Where's that at now? Huh? Nowhere. Because you don't even know it or see it, because then you got to ask yourself, each and every one of us have to ask ourselves, what are we doing here? What are we here for? What is our purpose? And why do we do what we do? Is it because they're a programmed robot? Programmed, just do what you, as they say, because we're all programmed. Some point it's all about when you decide to wake up and deprogram. Because from what I look at it, if you're not seeing it that way and you don't know, and this is the truth, your truth, and you got every excuse in the book why something isn't what it is, then stay tuned. This is Brandy J. I hope and pray that you look into this, because I'm not going to tell you all. I want you to look into it, because we need to start doing that more. And if you're one of those ones that just rely on the news, wake up. That shit played out a long time ago, especially in 2020. I thought you knew. Peace out. Have a blessed day. Thank you for tuning in. I hope when we listen to this, we can realize that with bullying, There is no color, creed, generics, genetics, gender, money, or anything that cosigns it. It's inhumane. It's gone on way too long. And when we stop asking and questioning the very most important thing, when life is lost and destroyed, then we need to dig deep within ourselves and really try to figure things out so we can do better for our youth. If we look towards and inside of ourselves where the answers truly will find, then maybe we'll stay out of each other's lanes, stop telling people when and how, what to do and how to live, and come together and solve these very things that we seek for others to do or that we say that we want. Have you ever wondered why things haven't changed? Well, who else is going to change them? Ask yourselves that. And then maybe if we stop not wanting to receive information or, oh, I don't believe that, I don't believe that, no, 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 and take that and think maybe if we put it all together, we can come up with something. This is just too damn serious and so unbelievably very easy to fix, but we can't. So much mixed up brains and emotions and things, but yet just a fine job when it comes to tearing things apart. Wake up, do better, people. Much love, and please stand up for something, because when you sit down and just listen and watch, just become another spectator at a movie.